grateful to be here today. It's hard for me to imagine that this is the end of my sixth appeal. And more fun every year because of the incredible mission, amazing staff, great work that gets done. And in a special way today, we honor our many volunteers without whom this would be an impossibility. Now, you probably expected to see Sister Bishop Malone sitting here, but he's on the Board of Catholic Relief Services, and right now he's on a mission trip. So he is well represented by our good friend, Monsignor David Slavecki, who is both the Vicar General and the moderator of the Curia. So we are very happy to start with you, Monsignor. If you would give the news everyone is waiting for. How did we do in Appeal 2015?
Thank you, Sister Mary, and good afternoon, everyone. As Sister already mentioned, Bishop Malone, who was out of town, was unable to be with us today. So it's my pleasure to welcome you for our final report on the 2015 Appeal for Catholic Charities of Buffalo. It's hard to believe we started the 2015 Appeal back in early January during the dead of winter. And here we are today enjoying summer and getting ready for the 4th of July weekend. And of course the sun came out today, kind of an indication of what we're about to celebrate. In 2 days we celebrate our nation's independence, and in 2 minutes we will hopefully celebrate another successful appeal. At Mass this past weekend we heard the words of St. Paul in his second letter to the Corinthians speak about the generosity of the Macedonian churches. Paul used their spirit of giving to challenge members of the Corinthian church to do the same, exhorting them to share in the privilege of serving the Lord's people. In many ways, the Macedonians weren't that much different than the people of Western New York. Despite having limited resources, they gave generously, often disregarding their own needs. Their rich generosity was a fruit of the Spirit's renewing work and an overflow of Christ's impelling love. The same spirit of generosity which Paul referred to as the grace of giving was abundantly evident throughout the 8 counties of our diocese as we progressed through the 2015 appeal during these past 6 months. At this time, I invite members of the 2015 appeal leadership team to join me as we announce the final tally for this year's appeal. This is your last moment of hard work.
Wait for the drum roll.
As a result of the incredible generosity of the Western New York community, it gives me great pleasure to announce the amount raised for the 2015 appeal for Catholic Charities of Buffalo. It is $11,152,026.31. I would love to meet the person who gave us the 31 cents. What a gift. On behalf of all those served by Catholic Charities and all those who have in any way contributed to this year's success, I thank you for your support. Your efforts, your grace in giving will allow us to serve our neighbors in need throughout Western New York with great love and compassion in Jesus' name. May God continue to bless our work here in the Diocese of Buffalo. And at this time now I will turn the program back over to Sister Mary and to Jake and Katie Snyder, our 2015 Appeal Chair couple, who will tell us more about some of the people, parishes, and organizations who helped make our success possible. Sister Mary.
I add my thanks to all those who found the good within themselves and the God within themselves to reach out and to serve those most in need throughout the 8 counties. Our leaders this year were Jake and Katie Schneider, and what a joy to work with them. It's really a delight. Jake is well known as an important developer in Buffalo. He's an architect by profession and a developer by trade. And Katie is a photographer. I even got a headshot. So I would like to introduce them to make some awards to others of our volunteers who were just also amazing. Please.
Let me begin by just saying how honored Katie and I have been to have been the chair couple for this appeal. And we feel privileged to have gotten to know the team that makes this happen every year, and to see how dedicated they are. It's really a vocation for what they do. It's been terrific, especially to serve on behalf of Dennis and Sister Mary. So we just want to thank the entire staff, the entire campaign team, and all the benefactors and all the hard workers in the parishes who year after year make this wonderful campaign happen. My job today is really to recognize some of those special parishes, and we're honored to have some individuals here who are very deserving of some recognition. I'd like to start by recognizing Reverend Monsignor Sal Manganello from St. Louis Church in Buffalo, and Mike Mikos, the parish chair for St. Louis Church. They amazingly exceeded their goal in the category of churches that raise over $100,000 already. They raised an additional 14% above their goal, which is amazing. And congratulations and thank you. And they raised a total of $124,326, which is great. And we just are so grateful for your effort, and thank you. We'd like to honor you today. And I'll let my lovely wife handle the award presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And I think we have some photo ops over here, so they'll turn that way.
Monsignor?
Do you want them in front of the, in front of Monsignor, maybe the goal, whatever, I don't know.
This is fine.
That's good, that's good.
But thank you.
There we are.
Thank you.
Bishop Malone couldn't be here today. It's wonderful to have Monsignor Silvecki with us. We've had unyielding support from their office. And really, I've heard Bishop Malone say over and over again how Catholic Charities is really a special part of his ministry here in the diocese, and how meaningful it is to him, and how, we're unique here in Western New York with what we do. And I'm not sure people know that and appreciate it. So I just wanted to say that before our second award here, which will be presented to Father Dennis Mancuso from St. Patrick Church in Fillmore. Now, they are the category of parishes giving under 100,000. They exceeded their goal by 25%. Just amazing. And it's a small parish. They raised a total of $5,305. And every penny here is important, like that 31 cents. So we are very grateful for your effort, and we would like you to come up and accept this award.
He drove 2 hours to be here. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Yeah, Monsignor, did you get a picture?
Sorry, Jake.
I'm getting Jake.
After 2
so
years, you serve as a apprentice year. We served under the Pratts, who are here. Maureen is here today because she just wanted to be here to support us and to see. We had wonderful mentors last year. We're thrilled that you could be here, Maureen, and thank you for that. Our third award is presented to, it's kind of a special award, to St. Peter Church in Lewiston. This is Monsignor LaPuma's parish. And we have a couple gentlemen here today who really kind of took the bull by the horns there. That parish had been slipping in its giving, and they embraced a lot of the new ideas that were presented in our workshops, and through their efforts, they increased their appeal amount by 19.7%, and raised an appeal total of $153,767, which is 7% over their original goal. So that was great work, and they really enthusiastically used a lot of these strategies. You had customized bulletin inserts. You had guest speakers during the masses before Appeal Week. You hosted many missions of hope, held phone-a-thons, and even you were part of our pilot project for our credit card swipe program. And it all added up to great success, and I know it always comes from good leadership in the parish. And you and Monsignor LaPuma should be recognized, and we're thrilled to be able to do that. So I would ask Joe Conti and let me see, Bill Tazak, please, to come forward.
You guys started off with the first meeting, ready to go. They were rousing, ready to roll. I wish Rick Cronin were here. I only wish Rick Cronin were here to see that you had done everything he told you to do. You were so successful.
Thank you.
Are we good? No? You need another?
One more. Great.
Thank you, gentlemen, and
Thank you guys so
congratulations.
much. More next week.
And you know, Catholic Charities continues. It's been going on since 1923. We follow the Pratts, and next year's couple, who is our vice chair couple, the Tetsos, Nick and Nicole, will need your support next year for another campaign. And amazingly, every year these campaigns come to fruition, and the goals are met, and it's due to generosity of you know, our entire diocese. But I know Katie has some remarks that she wants to share with you, and some thanks.
Yes. First of all, wow, because I didn't even know what the total was. They said, do you want to know? I go, no. I must be surprised when we turn it over. Thank you all, because this is not our doing. It's some kind of miracle that happens. And our staff is incredible, Sister Mary, a lot of prayers, and huge amount of generosity and work on behalf of the staff and people listening to Rick Cronin. Thank you all. Anyway, those awards for all of you 3 parishes. You listened, you paid attention, you rocked it. Thank you so much. Let's give St. Louis, St. Patrick, and St. Peter's one more round. Now, I would like to recognize, once again, our various appeal division, starting with our leadership team. We cannot thank these individuals enough, because clearly we do not do all this, and everybody has their little area. They helped motivate our volunteers. They ensured that our goal was met so the Catholic Charities could continue to serve hundreds of thousands of people in need. Please join me in thanking these individuals. Unfortunately, none of them are here, but hey, they love you and they're with you in heart and soul. Our vice chairs, who were amazing, Nick and Nicole Tetso, came in cold and didn't really know what Catholic Charities was about, but they gave their full effort. They jumped in like veterans. They excelled in the follow-up, which is always key. Their follow-through was amazing. They dealt with the leadership division, which was gifts of over $1,000, and that is a division that just keeps growing. We really don't know how. As Maureen Pratt would say, I really don't know how it happens, but it does. And people come up, they get more generous, and Nick and Nicole found the same thing, which was wonderful. The corporate division, under the leadership of Jim and Mary Beth Basil and John and Suzanne Berger, they were wonderful. And I know they were a little nervous because they came in after the lollies, and the lollies set the bar pretty high, and they beat their goal by 3%, which was astounding. So they were amazing. And then our parish chair, Rick Cronin, who has been with us, I think this is his 3rd year, and he has been a mentor to everyone. He's very calm. He comes in and he says, if you just follow along, it's all going to happen. It's going to be good. Don't sweat it. And as we know, the parish, our parishes have been dwindling a little. But they still did an amazing job, and the gifts have grown. So he's been just amazing. And lastly, I want to thank our community chair, Kelly Ulrich, who is home with a sick child today. She really was going to make it, and they had a appendectomy or a tonsillectomy or something, which kind of went bad, so she was not able to be here with us. Our final award today is being presented to Eileen Nowak and Cindy Scabetta. Is that right, Scabetta? These ladies chair the 100% Together for All committee, which is amazing. These are employees of Catholic Charities. They're now in their 10th year. According to a recent study by American Charities, our average participation rate for employee giving is 33%, which they consider to be pretty good. With that benchmark, Catholic Charities employees are amazing for more than the compassionate service that they provide for all of the people who get services from Catholic Charities. Their participation rate over the last 10 years is an average of 90%. This year, 453 employees, or 91% of the staff, donated $62,061 to the appeal. The average gift has increased nearly $30 over the past years, making the total average gift for this year $137. This support is unbelievably remarkable, and I have to believe that it's due a great deal to your leadership and your kindness and not really pushing people, but letting them know that their service and their salaries all come from all of this. but I mean, not everybody gets that message, and that they are generous enough to give back is huge, because we know that they're probably all underpaid, because what they do and how they do it is better than we hear anybody provide service in all of Western New York. So Eileen and Cindy, will you please come up and receive this? Eileen is going to say a few words for us too, I think.
Thanks.
All set? Right.
Yeah.
I'll let you hold it. I'll say a few words, I guess.
Okay. And once again, thank you to all the employees, not just to these ladies, but to everyone who donated.
Yes, we would really like to thank all of the employees who have been involved in this. We've done this for over the past 10 years. When we started, we were at 76%, and as you heard, our average now is 90%. So that's absolutely phenomenal. That's about what you do with finding the good within. The good within is from the employees. They care, they're dedicated, they're compassionate about the people that we work with, whether they're working in the billing department, the maintenance department, in mental health, Ladies of Charity, or at one of the pantries. They really care about the people that we're serving. So we thank everybody who's participated in the appeal as far as helping to give something during the years. But in addition to that, we'd like to thank the people who served on the committee, because it's been a lot of hard work and a lot of creative thinking to try to get people to come forward. And that's all proven by the fact that over the 10 years, the employees have given over $600,000 to the appeal.
Wow. Oops, I think I have like 3 more words. Okay, thank you for your dedication for the 2015 appeal. In closing, we have been honored, as Jake already said, to serve as the chair couple for this appeal. And I have to thank Maureen Pratt once more. I was the first one to say, no. And they said, you can do it, you will do it, you'll be successful. And you know what, you're gonna love Catholic Charities. And we do. So I thank all of you. Thank you to Bishop Malone and your Legend of Mercy, wherever you are now. Bosnia, yeah. So he's doing wonderful work on behalf of the poor, wherever he is. Sister Mary and Dennis, thank you so much. You know we love you. We really do. It's been a truly wonderful, remarkable team and a wonderful time. And stick with Catholic Charities. They need you. The people who are served need you. And this is an amazing team. Thank you. And you too, Monsignor. And you too, Jake Schneider.
He's handing out kisses.
It has indeed, as you can see, it's been a joy and a pleasure to work with this kind of leadership. Catholic Charities is consistently blessed by amazing people in the community who come together on every level to care for those who are poor and most vulnerable throughout Western New York. And I'd like to ask you to join me in one more round of applause for our leader. And one little PS. When we're able to exceed the appeal to this extent, we're able to do another outreach to people in need. So, for example, in the past few years, we have opened 2 new food pantries through the generosity. The startup money comes from an overage in the appeal. This year, Dennis and I talked about what we could do, and we weren't sure it was this much, but we could see it was exceeding it. And we wanted to do something to honor our staff. So we're going to set aside around $50,000, maybe a little more, and we're asking the staff members to write up like a little tiny grant proposal just to identify needs that they may see, something that a couple $1,000s or, a small amount of money could do to make a change, something to start, maybe that we could continue, something to try that we could test out, or just a particular need that they see as the people who are day by day serving those who are poor and most vulnerable in Western New York. So we're eager to tell the staff that at our staff meeting next week. So again, we thank you all very, very much for coming and for everything that you do for us. Do you have any questions, or anyone else want to make a comment? Thank you.